The law was written by God, and he used his finger. Moses just came down from the mountain with the tables that had laws. Watch this now. Fast forward years later. Say Revelation.
Revelation.
The book of John chapter 8 says, and the scribes and the Pharisees came to Jesus and brought a woman. And they said, this woman was caught in the very act of adultery. And according to what? Moses' law, she should be stoned. But the law was not written by Moses. And Jesus said, no problem. He who is without sin, let him cast the first stone. And a lot of you online watching, I know New Life is getting the revelation. You are thinking the people were driven away because of what Jesus said. They were not driven away by what Jesus said. The Bible says, and he said, he who is without sin, let him throw the first stone. And the Bible says he bent down. With his finger, he began to write on the ground. Please be seated. You are confusing those who are very slow. You are confusing them. With his finger, he wrote down. But remember, when we have read in Exodus, the table stones were written by the finger of God. Meaning the finger of God wrote the law. Meaning there was a certain handwriting that the Jewish people were used to. That every time they duplicated the law, they used the same handwriting. They were trying to imitate it. And Jesus, being the Word made flesh, when he began to write on the ground. That's why John does not tell us what he wrote. But by revelation we can get it. That Jesus was writing the same law. And they looked and they realized that this handwriting is the same one that wrote the law. Years later, the stones disintegrated now. They became particles and joined the ground. And when he wrote on the ground, he said, this one is the same one that is on the books. But this one is perfect. This man is the one who wrote the law. And they all disappeared. They said, according to the law of Moses, she should be stoned. Jesus said, no problem.